Hello, sketch with me. Do you know what you should do right now? You should grab a drink or something to eat and let's talk about art and just figure out the whole drawing/sketching process, I was scrolling on Instagram. I was going through like a bunch of different artists and their work and things they had done just for inspiration. And tell me why in someone's comment section, so the artist in their comment section, someone had said, "Oh, why are you always drawing yourself that? Like, are you that much of a vain person?" And I just thought that was crazy because people are always so quick to ask artists, "Oh, can you draw me?" or "Do this for me?" And it's never a thing of vanity. But when the artist decides that all they want to do, all they want to study is like self-portraits or just different ways to represent themselves in their arts, they are now all of a sudden vain. Sort of all people who want commissions or stuff of themselves, are they also not vain? People are weird sometimes. When I started drawing on Procreate, one of the most important things for me was to find a pencil that actually had very similar brush strokes to an actual drawing pencil, right? And I was like fidgeting with the different brushes in the sketching section, and I was using the Procreate pencil, which I thought was amazing and doing a lot of good work when it came to shading and putting in finishing details like a regular pencil would. And then in my third year in uni, I took a drawing class, and in that class they asked us to buy a number of different materials, and one of the things that I got for the class was a Derwent pencil. And then I was like, you know what, this name is actually very familiar. And I went back to the Procreate app and saw that there were Derwent pencils in there. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is actually a lot more pencil-like. And ever since then, I've been using the Derwent pencil. I think it's just so good. It really mimics a regular pencil. I know that some people may want to say, if you want to use a regular pencil, maybe draw on paper. I hear you, but I don't want to draw on paper. So why not just use an alternative when there is already one? Plus the app honestly didn't even cost that much. I think the most honestly was the iPad. But once you cross that hurdle, if you really want to do digital arts, like, it's an amazing investment to make. I have a question for other digital artists who use Procreate. How do you do the importing brushes and stuff? I've been trying, but I'm obviously not getting it. So if someone can explain how they import their brushes and all of that would be so helpful. When you're an artist, one of the first things that people ask you is, how long have you done it? How did that start? How did you know that this was something you were always going to continue doing? And the truth is, I actually didn't know. It's just something that I have always enjoyed. So let's say there is something that you enjoy doing, as you enjoy cooking, for instance, and you just always find yourself going back to it. So let's say you have a tough day. What's on your mind is, okay, let me just be in the kitchen, let me cook something. I don't know if people actually have that, but that'll be interesting. Because me, when I have a tough day, I am not thinking about going into the kitchen to cook something. You get what I mean? But that's how you know you love doing something, because just because one person finds it boring or not interesting doesn't mean that isn't fulfilling for you. Do you get what I mean? So I think that's just how I've always known that art would forever be my thing. And the more I have done it, the more I have obviously gotten better, which is also something that's very beautiful. It's one of those things that the more effort and the more time you put into it, the results that you're going to see. Whenever I see work that other artists have done, I am immensely inspired. Like, that's one of the things that I don't even know how to explain it, because it isn't even like I will see their work and I'm saying to myself, okay, you're going to recreate it or you're going to do something similar. It's more so I see what the artist has been able to do and what they've been able to come up with, and I'm just wowed at how like that conception has come from their minds, and just from everything that they have thought, they have been able to put it on paper. Do you get what I mean? So whenever I'm able to see that, or I'm able to come across other people who are just so creative and have beautiful ways of expression, it allows me to think more about, different ideas or different concepts, and just trying to find out other ways that I can still share said concept, but in a very surrealist way. That's something I'm trying to do, or I'm trying to get into, very surreal art, things that you're like, wow, this is beautiful, but I'm actually not sure I completely understand it until you have that background knowledge or information that the artist now gives, and it's like, oh, now I'm a part of their world. Now I understand the conception process and everything that went into making it what it is. And one of those things is a series that I'm actually currently working on. It's the Flora series, and it just depicts women in such beautiful and impressive roles, seeing them blossom in different ways, and how they are constantly watering and pouring into other people such that they themselves are flowers. I think that art block is probably one of the most frustrating things that can ever happen to an artist, because imagine you're somebody who is constantly having ideas. There are always things that you want to conceptualize, different things that you want to just show. You have so many thoughts in your head and you're trying to put it down, and as you're putting it down, it's not coming out the way it's supposed to, or it's not even coming together at all. That's so frustrating, and I don't think I deal with art block well at all, honestly. Because I will be so frustrated, or I won't be depicting my thoughts or my ideas the way they're supposed to, because I can see it in my head, right? And what I see is not translating to what I see on my iPad or on paper if I'm drawing on paper. So it's incredibly frustrating, and instead of stopping and just being like, okay, I guess today's not my day, I keep trying to continue. Because there have been times where according to me, right, I do 5 terrible sketches, and on the 6th one it comes together. So because I've had that kind of experience before, whenever I'm sketching and it doesn't look good, I just keep trying and trying and trying, and a lot of times that's just where it ends. It's like, today's just a bad day. God forbid today's not a bad day. But what I mean is, drawing wise, today just not needed to do that, and I should focus on doing something else. But I don't. I keep trying, and then I just keep getting frustrated, and the process just continues over and over. And I realized that the best thing to do when you have art clients is just to step away from your art supplies or that space and go and do something else completely different, honestly. I don't know how the arts process is for other artists when they are starting a piece, but for me, it can look incredibly different depending on the kind of day I'm having. So if it has been a day where my sketching has gone very well, all the elements I've been doing, it all comes together really well, I already have an idea of the colors that I want to use, I could probably finish that piece in 1 to 2 days. But there have also been times where I start and it's also a really good sketch, but I just have no idea what colors I want to put down, or the concept I had in my head as I'm trying it is not translating, so I just have to leave that piece. And honestly, it's whenever God says I should come back to it, that I go back to it and I continue. And there are also times where I'm sketching, and according to me, the sketches don't look good. They don't look good. They don't look how I have intended for them to look, and those ones I just leave it, or I can come another time and completely discard it and start over and do something else completely different. So it really just depends on how the day is. It's a good sketch session, are the colors coming together nicely, all the elements work together well, and if they don't, then till next time. Usually whenever I'm drawing, I tend to listen to music or watch a show, but I have to make sure that if I'm watching a show, it's something that I've already seen, because whenever I'm watching something for the first time and I'm drawing, I'm hardly ever concentrating. So what I really need is background noise, and music does a good job of doing that, and it's also very motivating when you're listening to music and you're drawing as well, depending on the kind of music that you're listening to. I've listened to a lot of gospel music, so it's very encouraging as well to draw and to just keep going, because a lot of things can get very frustrating when you're drawing, like dimensions, if this thing is not looking like your reference, all of that. So listening to music and drawing is a big yes for me. Believe it or not, but I think the hardest part of the drawing process is your sketch. It is your sketch, because if the base of your drawing or the base of your piece is not even coming together, then you're low-key done for. By being an artist, I have learned the importance of patience and how if you try to rush something or you try to do something quicker than it should be done, the results are not going to end up looking well. There's been so many times where I try to do something quickly or I try to rush a piece and it just doesn't look good, and then I now have to start over because obviously what I did isn't up to my standards. And when I think that lesson from art can honestly be applied to all areas of our life. When it comes to our relationship with God, we always have to continue waiting on Him. We have to learn patience, and I think that's one of the most difficult things for me as a Christian, being patient and waiting on God and realizing that everything that He has for me is best, is in store, because as I'm creating, what I'm making takes time. The longer it takes, usually, if you're not being lazy or being sluggish, usually if something is taking time, it means that there's a lot of detail, there's a lot of effort that is being put into it, and it's always very clear when you see the result. You can tell that this might be work that took me an hour to do, and you can also tell when someone draws a 5-10 minute sketch. It's always obvious, it's always clear, because there's a difference in the caliber of work that is being produced. We have come to the end of the video. Thank you for listening to me talk. I hope that the conversation about art and the process has been impactful for you, and that you have learned something, whether you're an artist or you're not an artist, whether you're somebody who deeply appreciates art or for some reason you don't get art. If you don't get art, why don't you get it? It's so beautiful. But anyway, everybody is welcome here, because you're always welcome in the house of the Lord, in the presence of God. And this page is an extension of Him, just as you can see. It's also something that just continues to happen the more you take your walk with God seriously, the more that your walk with God is a priority. You just see that He begins to manifest in all areas of your life. That's something I always used to think, that how would it be that through my art or through what I'm creating, people are getting to know about God or coming closer to have a relationship with Him? But honestly, God is all I want to talk about. God's all I want to share, and He has a way of inserting Himself in all spaces. As long as He's welcome in any space, trust that He will be there. But thank you for coming again. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed seeing my sketch and my process.